Good evening, Madison Board of Education members, Mr. Shores, Madison faculty, parents, family, friends, and the class of 2020. I welcome all of you from the comfort of your own homes to the Madison High School first ever virtual graduation ceremony. I struggled to put words down on paper when I sat down to write this speech. This was not how it was supposed to go down. Not for this class, not for this group of kids. A class which welcomed me with open arms as I came into the Madison community their sophomore year and made me feel like one of their own. A class that I have grown to admire and respect. This was supposed to look different. It was supposed to be a time to celebrate side by side with your friends and classmates. An evening filled with hugs and high fives, not through a television or computer screen. It was supposed to be that time where graduation caps are thrown into the air to create that famous image of students closing one chapter and opening another. Unfortunately, life never goes exactly as planned, but this moment should still be one of joy and accomplishment. It is natural to feel upset and frustrated, but nothing will undo all the work that you did to get here. Challenging times always present the greatest opportunities for individual and collective growth. When you look back years from now, you will realize that these unprecedented times helped shape who you have become. I have always known that this class is special. It graduates 18 seniors taking their athletic talents to the next level, 14 commended students, and one finalist from the National Merit Scholarship Program. They leave Madison with one Halverson Cup, one Menning Cup, 3 county, 6 conference, 6 sectional, and 2 group state championships. They have helped the Marching Dodgers become one of the best marching bands in the state of New Jersey, earned awards for the fall drama and spring musical, and shown endless goodwill and generosity in events like Students Change Hunger and the Day of Service. Over the past few months, I have had the opportunity to see you shine in unexpected ways. Our conversations have shown your maturity, growth, and readiness to enter the world. Your reactions and responses to all of the unexpected changes gives me great confidence that no matter what obstacles stand in your way or adversity you face, you will use them to become better, stronger people. You have all shown me the ability to be leaders and make a positive impact on people. The type of leaders who don't yell and give direction, but the type that listens, is the first to volunteer, leads by example, and backs up their words with actions. On Sunday evenings during the pandemic, as a way to unwind, I became absorbed in the 10-part documentary about Michael Jordan and the Chicago dynasty. At the end of episode 7, he became emotional when people questioned his actions and relationships with teammates. I don't condone how he treated his teammates, but there is one thing he did and said that stuck out to me. He said, quote, "You ask all my teammates, the one thing about Michael Jordan was he never asked me to do something that he didn't do." End quote. That to me is leadership. How can you tell someone to do something if you aren't willing to do it yourself? How will people trust you if you aren't willing to get your hands dirty with them? Actor and comedian Robert Townsend said, "A leader is not a person who loves to run others, but someone who carries water for his people so that they can get on with their jobs." Be the leader that leads by doing and not by saying. As you lead, invest in your relationships with others and show people you genuinely care. Learn about and listen to them. Do not be quick to judge or jump to conclusions about someone that you may not agree with. It is the relationships you are currently developing with people that will help you get something that you need later on down the line. Be willing to sacrifice what may be most convenient for you for the benefit of others. Be the type of person that others will reach out and speak up on your behalf. You are going to need people other than your parents who are willing to put their reputation on the line to recommend you for that interview or to carry out a decision that you make. The way you conduct and portray yourself in person and on social media matters. The way you treat other people matters. Give people the best impression of yourself, and more often than not, they are going to be there when you need them. You are now at a crossroads in your life. What path will you choose to take? I ask you to choose the one that you are most passionate about, not necessarily the one that will make you the most popular or the most money. The one that you will put the most effort into and inspire change. Sometimes we forget the reasons why we should do something in the first place. President Woodrow Wilson once said, "You are not here merely to make a living. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget the errand." I'm not sure there has been a time where this rings more true. I would like to now welcome the senior class president, Chase Lucas.
Hello, family, friends, and faculty. As senior class president, I'm so happy to be able to stand or sit in front of you all, even if it's not exactly the way any of us could have imagined at the beginning of the year. I want to begin by thanking all of the parents and family members who are working so hard behind the scenes for all of us to graduate. I want to thank all the MHS teachers and faculty for supporting the class of 2020 on an everyday basis. And I would like to thank my fellow classmates for making these past 4 years so memorable. Now, I'm the oldest child of 2, so the whole growing up thing has been hitting my family pretty hard this year. My parents probably wouldn't want me to tell you this, but they, especially my mom, will start crying at the drop of a hat, specifically when you say the term senior year. So at the start of this fall, my mom started something she called Celebrate the Ordinary. This little movement stemmed out of the idea that I would only be home for so many more family dinners until I was out on my own, so we had to make the last few really count. So, every night, my mom would put candlesticks and flowers and placemats on the dining table and turn on the essential oil diffuser and play Frank Sinatra in the kitchen, just to add a little bit of excitement to the mundane action of eating dinner. At first, my brother and my dad and I totally teased her for it. Seriously, our kitchen table resembled a Renaissance feast in a fancy painting, and not in the good way. But as time went on, our family dinner began to actually feel a little more special, and I eventually came to look forward to it. I guess there's something kind of poetic about eating hot dogs in the candlelight. But I promise I'm not here to brag to you about how awesome my family dinners are. What I want to talk to you all about is the idea of celebrating the ordinary. For me, and I'm sure for a lot of you guys, the hardest part of being quarantined our senior year is missing out on this experience that we've anticipated for so long. It seems like the climax of every high school movie is either graduation or prom, and everything in between is just filler. But here's the thing. I've come to realize that when you learn to celebrate the ordinary, while these things serve as great additions to everyday life, they become a luxury and not a necessity. When you look back at high school, I want you to think of all those small moments that brought you pure, unfiltered joy. The moments that taught you something about yourself. The moments that may go unnoticed by others, or even you, but shouldn't. This could be when you get a text from an old friend who's become more of an acquaintance over the years, asking to go to CHOP during super lunch. Or it could be when you finally transitioned from believing there was a pool on the roof to convincing underclassmen that that pool was real. It could be driving down the winding roads of Harding on a Friday night, screaming the words to Tongue-Tied, as cheesy as that sounds. It could be crying to your classmates after you scored a whopping 36% on a physics final. Or is that just me? Sorry, too personal. It could be ordering pancakes for dinner at the diner with your closest friends to celebrate one of our few football wins of the year. It could even be curling up in your bed at 3 a.m. after finally giving up on studying for that chemistry test. It should be a messy, beautiful mix of all of these things, because there's something so special about the ordinary in all of these instances. It's these small moments that shape who we are and put us on the track to who we're going to become. And when we add them all together, that's what makes us unique. Learning to slow down, to notice these ordinary moments that make your life your own, is one of the best skills that a person can have. So, I ask you, what moments from your high school life are embedded deep in the back of your mind for reasons you can't quite explain? Whose smile do you think of when I say the word happiness? What song would be the soundtrack to your senior year? Would it include Harry Styles or Travis Scott? Casey Musgraves or Khalid? And at what moment did you finally feel like a senior? When did you first realize that you made it through? Was it when you were finally comfortable enough to parallel park across from McCool's? Or maybe your first time coming back late from senior priv? All of your answers are worth celebrating because they contribute to who you are. We're not just gathered together to celebrate the grand accomplishment of graduating, but to celebrate all of the small moments that have brought us joy over these past 4 years. We're gathered one last time with those who have helped us make our ordinary moments something worth celebrating and something worth remembering. We're here to thank teachers like Mrs. O'Brien, who have magically managed to make calculus a little bit more bearable. To thank coaches like Coach Cal, who actually take the time to play you and destroy you in pickleball instead of just watching. To thank administrators like all of our vice principals, who in 1 year have put in enough time and effort to know us all by name. Celebrating the ordinary is simply acknowledging that while a big picture is easy to notice, there are so many moments in our lives that are worthy of equal attention. One of the ordinary things that brings me so much joy is being able to come together as a class, even when it feels like the world is trying to keep us apart. And even if it's over Zoom. That's something worthy of celebration. Even if you feel like you've just made it through these past 4 years, even if you feel anxious about the future, or even if you're overwhelmed in this very moment, those emotions show that you're human, and that deserves to be celebrated. Right here, right now, I celebrate us, and we deserve to be celebrated. And all the small moments that have shaped us up to this very moment deserve recognition. So, as we graduate and look back at all that we've accomplished in Madison, I urge you to reflect on the ordinary, the past, the present, and even the future, because the collection of all of our ordinary moments is truly what makes me, you, and the class of 2020 extraordinary. Now, to continue this celebration, I'm going to give the floor to one of the kindest, hardest working people I know. Please welcome our salutatorian, Hope Pratt.
Hi everyone, I miss you all so much. I'm Hope Pratt, for anyone who doesn't know me, and I would like to start out by thanking Mr. Drexel and the administration for working so hard under such extraordinary circumstances to give us a meaningful senior year. Wow, it's been a crazy past few months. Things happened that none of us would have ever expected, even with our supposed 2020 vision. Losing most of our second semester has made me miss the days when my biggest problem was getting back from Panera before Elrod looked up from his desk. Without school, I realized how much I loved things like the cafeteria's version of iced coffee and the changing temperature of each room. But honestly, one of my favorite parts about MHS is that almost all of us know each other. Many of us have been friends since the time of Silly Bands and Hannah Montana. Knowing this school so well made me confident that I could pull up each morning in sweatpants and at least 75% of our grade would be wearing the exact same thing, except for maybe Henry or Jane or Jager. All of us have our own high school experiences, our own friends, our own schedules, our own problems. But there are many experiences our class shared, like going to MetLife freshman year and winning states, playing tug of war at every fall pep rally, and Petro's loud cheering at our favorite games. Together, we experienced the loss of our prom, banquet, and many other senior traditions we have thought about since freshman year. Together, we are also entering a new phase of our lives, one both exciting and scary, a period that is full of change and many challenges. But we just experienced a huge challenge, maybe one of the biggest since 1918, and we still managed to go to class, even though we were really just watching TikToks. We went on math Zooms as we tanned, we made a Twitter bracket, and we went on one too many family walks. It may have been tough, especially all those walks, but that doesn't mean there weren't some good parts. And these good parts were the little things. And the fact that we had these little things gave me 2 ideas. The first one is that our class knows how to deal with uncertainty and change. We know how to move on and find new ways to live our lives. We also know how to pay attention to the world around us and try to understand others' perspectives. We learn from teachers like the Mrs. O'Briens and Miss Rodding to speak up when things seem unjust. This time was harder for many of us than we may ever know, but that doesn't take away from all that we have accomplished and the fact that we are all here graduating. Secondly, I realize that what I treasure the most from these 4 years are the small moments. Sprinting to our cars at 2:40 with our backpacks bumping up and down, finding friends in the City Hall bathroom and taking mirror selfies, and rushing to B-Shop for lunch and seeing at least 10 other classmates. These tiny interactions are what make life fun and exciting. I would like to think I experienced major character growth in high school. I learned about what's important to me and to be more open. And I know we all learned a little about what we like and don't like. For example, I know I love seeing Doc light things on fire, but even spending hours of class time with him will not help me love chemistry. I like seeing the school sit on the front lawn for Earth Fest. I like hearing Miss Fellows give life lessons as she wears Mr. Fisher's sweatshirts. I love our MHS community. Together, we have shared so much and made so many memories, and this would not have been possible without our teachers and staff who, through their acts of compassion and their words of encouragement, gave us the space to interact and grow, and our parents and families, who made us nice dinners after hard days of school, who listened when we talked about our stressful lives, and who let us stay out late so we could spend more time with our friends. Where would we be without them? And of course, where would I be without all of you, my friends and classmates? We are a part of each other's small moments. Think of all the times we waved at each other in the hallway, the cold mornings we walked into the building side by side, and the jokes we made while the teachers got ready. As we move beyond MHS, we should look for the people that will support us, and we should continue to challenge ourselves to question our assumptions and beliefs. Be the person that is caring, that makes any large group feel smaller and safer. Find those that make you smile and affirm who you are. Thank you for supporting me and making this place my home. I'm so proud of all of us, and I can't wait to see the people we become. Thank you. Now, it's my great honor to introduce our class's valedictorian, a star student, and a star athlete, Claire Culligan.
Class of 2020, as I stand here, speaking to a video camera instead of your faces, I can't help but feel disappointed, certainly less stressed, but still upset for our loss. These past months have been filled with many losses, special senior events, 4 years in the making, and the final moments of high school with childhood friends were taken from us, and it has been hard to find closure for this significant chapter in our lives. I would like to say thank you to the MHS staff for the effort they have put into making our senior year as special as possible. It would have been easy for them to do less. We're in an unprecedented time, there's no set standard, and a lot of people are dealing with terrible losses. Thank you for so genuinely caring about us and our success. I am proud to have come from such a great school system. Despite all of the unknowns of this situation, the one thing I know for sure is that these last months do not define our time at Madison. We've navigated through our childhood years together, and I truly believe that our journey is what defines us, more so than the final destination. I want to remember and celebrate the many moments that have brought us to this point, because we deserve it. Growing up with my mother as a school counselor for elementary school and middle school kids, left me surrounded by many books and activities pertaining to life lessons. One of my favorites is based on the book All I Really Need to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten by Robert Fulghum. For those who don't know, it's a collection of insightful essays that teach us how to master common life situations by applying lessons normally taught in kindergarten. The book has spawned countless parodies. Thinking about the memories we've collected over the years and the wisdom I've gained from my time here has been my favorite form of closure. So I decided to create 6 takeaways of my own and call it All I Really Need to Know I Learned from Madison. 1. It's fun to be young. I went to Torrey J for elementary school, and I know many of you went to Central Ave and Kings Road as well. Some of my favorite memories come from this time. Obstacle courses and dyeing our hair at the jamboree, playing Newcomb in gym class, and driving our parents to the brink of insanity with recorders. I'll never forget missing out on 1 year of trick-or-treating due to Hurricane Sandy, the biggest disappointment of our young lives. Who knew? These times were pure and truly fun, and I still think of many of my classmates for who they were in elementary school. 2, coming into new freedoms helps you grow, but remember to stay humble. The transition into 6th grade was overwhelming. Changing classes, using lockers, and the terror of Miss Sharon's dress coding was a lot to take in. We embraced our new freedoms, walking into town on half days, Mama C's after school, and participating in school clubs, sports, and my favorite, Mr. MJS. We experienced the same thing coming into high school. Being a freshman in high school is the single most humbling experience anyone will likely face. Everyone knows that the freshmen eat in the auxiliary gym, and with every year comes horror stories of freshmen who unknowingly tried to sit in the cafeteria. Lynott also kindly reminded us to not enter through the gym doors during zero period. Looking back at our nervous 6th grade and freshman selves is amusing. We were able to see how we've grown and matured. 3, community is important. Madison has always displayed that it's a remarkable community, especially recently. As younger kids, we all had our favorite town spots, often local restaurants like Romanelli's, McCool's, and Crowley Cupcakes. I played on many town sports teams run by the community and coached by parents, and some of my most positive childhood experiences came from this. Bottle Hill Day is still one of my favorite holidays, and I used to love walking around with my friends, filling a bag full of samples and prizes from bank spinning wheels. I feel so grateful to have grown up in a town so focused on community. This has been even further proven in the past months and days, with an outpouring of support, including creating Flag to help out during COVID and peaceful protests for the Black Lives Matter movement. 4, cheer for each other. One of the best things about Madison students is the support we show one another. Between the Dodger Delirious football games, cramming into bleachers for the basketball games, repping our spirit squads at their games, we always had the most energetic fan section. We always cheer for sports. The tug-of-war competition during pep rallies, especially when our grade won last year, was personally one of my favorites. 5, laugh a lot. We have laughed about so many things as a class that it's hard to name only a few examples. At TJS, we struggled to get our minds around walking tag and speed stacking in gym class. At the middle school, people got creative about finding ways to avoid our popsicle stick miles. You could find people hiding in every crack and crevice around the field to avoid running, and the field was always full of ditched popsicle sticks. At MHS, we dealt with bee infestations, discovered Grunfest in a Billy Joel music video, and finally went swimming on the pool on the roof. The new administration didn't think the "you suck" ending to our game chants was appropriate, so we made the adjustment to "you're decent." The funny moments we shared together connected us and brought positivity into our daily lives. 6, we are all important. So many people have positively influenced my time at MHS, even in the most seemingly minuscule ways. Everyone has their go-to study hall friend or gym class buddy who they might not see in other situations, or an unexpected friendship with a partner in class. With each of these small interactions, we fill important places in each other's lives. For some reason, we rarely tell those people how they have brightened our everyday lives, and we rarely hear about how we have filled that role for someone else. As Fulgham says in his book, you may never have proof of your importance, but you are more important than you think. There are always those who couldn't do without you. The rub is that you don't always know who. Going forward in our lives, we've already been shown to expect the unexpected, to value health and family, community support, and roll with what life gives you. The class of 2020 has a special place in history, and I could not think of a class that is more deserving of that role. We have shared countless experiences together over these years, and no pandemic could ever take that away from us. I'll miss everyone, and I'm so thankful for the strong education and all the academic and life skills needed to succeed. From the clap out, to MJS Lawn, to now Zoom, we have continuously graduated to the next level. I wish everyone the best in their next chapter. In Fulgham's words, and it is still true, no matter how old you are, when you go out into the world, it is best to hold hands and stick together. Thank you.
Sydney Catherine Albano. Noor Al-Husseini. Marco Cesar Almada. Natalia Alvarez. Jacob Aaron Antman. Catherine James Antman. Brendan John Armstrong. Nicole Elizabeth Artigliere. Camille Y. Attar. John William Beeman. Jonathan Tobias Baer. Matthew James Beneventano. Pablo Bermudez Solorzano. Jordan Joshua Bernstein. Kevin Betancourt Toro. Luke M. Bias. Jane Marie Biederman. Katie Diamond Burian. Elizabeth Diane Butler. Ryan Griffith Canfield. Peter John Carroll. Elijah Q. Casimir. Latria Q. Casimir. Michelle Alyssa Catau. Danielle Elaine Senicola. John Francis Cerruti. Andrew Sungjun Cho. Dean Alexander Christakis. Hallie Chupp. Nicolette Amber Silenti. James Joseph Ciriello. Chase Ireland Samelo. Tyler Thomas Samelo. Nicole Coderlupo. Ian Cohen. Allegra Rose Colavita. Daniel Calazos. Aaron M. Colligan. Vincent Salvatore Costa. Ava Cristina Cozzolino. Sophia Ann Cruz. Noah Mason Culin. David E. N. Delavan. Samuel J. DeMacos. Annabella Rose DiVincenzo. Morgan Christine Deitch. Fiona McKenna Doherty. Laura Maria Duque. Brendan Michael Durkin. Kyler Vicente Arizuma, Angelo Jose Agduyan Fama,
Hi, my name is Angelo. I would like to thank my teachers who have helped me throughout the school year and to my parents for their hard work and sacrifices. Without them, I will not be in a place where I am right now.
John Charles Farrell, Wyatt Edward Fritsch, Liam Fry, Ethan Kongajewski, Jeremy Miles Gann, Julie Elise Gann, Valeria Garcia Salazar, Juan Pablo Garcia Ospina, Ava Leah Gorin, Sean James Germain, Juan Giraldo, Abby Gail Glab, John Oliver Turco Gorman, Spencer L. Gould, Ella Maureen Grant, Ethan Mitchell Green, Hunter James Griffey, Luke William Griffey, Diana Guevara Posada, Liam Luke Gunning, Andrew Jacob Gupta, Adam Y. Hadim, Jade Noel Heenahan, Eileen Rigby Helk, Timothy Grant Henderson, Christiana A. Henry, Matthew E. Hernandez, Hector Stephen Herrera II,
I'd like to thank everyone who has helped me over the past 4 years. I'm very excited to go to Loyola University of Maryland next year. Go Hounds!
Shane Heskett, Sean Patrick Hoover, Marina Hoyt, Grace Virginia Hughes, Emma Elizabeth Jason, William D. Johansson, Nicholas Alexander Kartamishev, Michael Lawrence Katz, Grace O'Connell Keene, Emily Grace Keller, Ryan Timothy Kelly, Zarina Kantali, Sadie Kim, Ryan Nicholas Clavin, Benjamin Michael Klepper.
I'm going to miss Madison High School a lot. It's been a roller coaster of 4 years, but it's been the best 4 years of my life.
Ava Jean Kwan, Jager Lee Lejeski, Michael Lee, Matthew Stephen Leone, Courtney Grace Liu, Haley Kate Liu, Delaney Aaron Lloyd, Cameron Elizabeth Lloyd, Francesca Lopez, Brooke Elizabeth Loughran, Samaya A. Love, Joseph Samuel Lupino, Anthony William Macario Jr., Jenna Grace Marandola, Gabriela Martinez, Valeria Marulanda Giraldo, Brianna Marie Masiello, Aiden James Matthews, Anna Elizabeth McCarthy, Grace May McCormick, Colin A. McMillan, Megan Mellett, Jack Stephen Melvin, Maxwell Benjamin Morales, Scarlett Autumn Morgan, Laura Munoz Arango, Augustina Wilhelmina Munter, Lila Murcott, Isabella Grace Mutone, Julia Ivy Natoli, Allison Hope Nevius, Ella Gallagher Nielsen, Scott McLean Netzley, Leah Rose Noto, Gabriel Antonio Zion Nunez, Sophia Lexi Nunez, Brandon Ocampo, Cameron Martin O'Connor, Allison O'Keefe, Luke Patrick O'Neill, Ryan McKinley O'Neill, Harrison Story Oxner, Joshua Ajani Arayoye Oyediran, Marissa Rose Papa, Michelle Papage, Anthony Petrosino, Dylan James Pfeiffer, Tara Elizabeth Phelan, Kelly Ann Phillips, Caleb M. Pearsall, Anna Preston, Michael Thomas Preston, Kayla Alexis Prieto, Andrew John Priscu,
Congratulations, Madison 2020. I'm heading off to NSU.
Mitchell Jeffrey Raven, Brendan Aloysius Riley, Katerina Gabrielle Retino, Sophie Marie Reno, Alvin Jungu Ri, Sofia Ribeiro Mejia, Michael Rodriguez Ospina, Juan Diego Roman, Joshua Michael Rosenblatt, Peter John Roselli, John Norvin Royce, Zachary Ruiz, Jaden Anthony Russo, Matthew Sanchez, Natalia Sanchez Santiuste, Paul Daniel Sorer Jr., Austin Fuller Schmitz, Kai Schraven,
Hi, my name is Kai Schraven, and I'd like to thank my friends and family, and I'm looking forward to next year in college.
Madeline Elizabeth Shannon, Margaret Cameron Shealy, John Austin Shepard, Timothy Pritchard Sievers, Naya Sinha, Alexa Grace Slaybaugh, Dominic Miguel Smith,
Congratulations, it's 2020.
Ruby Rose Smith, Lautaro Franco Soler, Vincent Michael Spina, Raphael Stadler, Jordan Taylor Sturkle, Sophia Stern, Gabriel Alejandro Suarez Mendoza, Molly Elizabeth Sullivan, Eden Hardwick Summerlin,
I'm Eden Summerlin, and I will be majoring in anthropology at the University of Vermont.
Sarah Kathleen Tadeo, Kristen Nicole Tansky,
I'm Kristen Tansky. Thank you, Madison, so much for the last 4 years. I'm so excited to start my next journey in life and see where it takes me.
Notalia Tawfiq, Virginia Lee Taylor, Tara Marley Tevald, Henry Thomas Ticknor, Megan Starr Tierney, Bernadette Rose Trena, Vanessa Sandra Trimble, Kate Vargas C.H., Matthew Cormaines Vaughn, Emma June Voorhees, William Brock Wagstaff, Christopher Joseph Walsh, Nicholas Paul Walsh, Dermot A. Warner, Jasmine Yan G. Weber, Marley Mackenzie Welter, Julia Zoya White, Donovan James Wilson, Hallie J. Wright, Lily Ann Wynn, Emma Pascal Yusei, Chase Mackenzie Lucas, Hope Combs Pratt, Claire Dovey Culligan,
Students in the class of 2020, if your graduation cap is near, I ask you to now put it on your head. Your tassel should be on the front right of your hat. At this time, together as a class, I ask you to take that tassel and move it from the front right over to the front left. Congratulations, you are officially graduates of Madison High School. I look forward to July when we can run this back live, in person, and celebrate the right way. Until then, have a good night and congratulations.